What if I told you that there's a free tool that'll build your culture faster than any consultant-led workshop that you've ever been to before? And given that you're watching this video, you're looking at it right now. That tool obviously is social media. Since I started the social experiment, the Sunshine Coast version, I've had people that I'm currently working with and people that have worked with me previously reach out. They're reaching out after watching one of the videos that I've just done, asking for coaching and feedback. Just from watching me speak about how we're raising standards on the site I'm currently on. This experiment isn't about getting likes. It's about leadership that's visible, repeatable, and real. If you're running a team here on the Sunshine Coast and you're not using social media as part of building your culture, you're leaving the best leadership tool that you have access to in the shed. That's provided, of course, you know how to use it properly. This is the social media experiment, day 22, and we're just getting started. All right, so the title was what every project manager ought to know about using social media. I'm going to swap it to what every project director ought to know about how their project manager should be using social media. This all comes, or not all comes, this comes, a lot of this, from the book Perry Marshall, 80-20 Sales and Marketing, the ultimate guide to doing less but achieving more. Something along those lines it's called. You think, what's a marketing book got to do with a project? A lot. This is all going to make sense as we go. In fact, actually I'm going to drop this comment here. If you've seen this play out on your site and you know what, it won't fix itself, this is where you find the who to make the how stick. If you try and work out, I want to show you how I would do this for your site. If I'm not the right who, you need to go and find a who can do this. Fuck, good luck. There's me and there's pretty much not many other people that do this way, the way that I actually do it. That's just being 100% honest with you, okay? I've been doing this, I know there's a lot of lads popping up at the moment using social media to throw the odd, short up and stuff like that. I've been doing this shit for 16 years. So I've done a lot of practice. I got pretty good at it. All right, so in that book, 80-20 Sales and Marketing, he talks about splitting our tasks up into dollar value. If you want to see a previous video that I've done, we showed you what your PM should be focused on and where they are actually focused. They're stuck in the $10 and the $100 per hour tasks, which is not going to move the needle on your project. Get everyone on the same page and heading in the same direction. We need them in the $1,000 and $10,000 per hour tasks. There's three key things that I do in those areas. One of them's planning and prioritizing your day. Second one is doing social media with extreme competence. That's a bit ironic. Couldn't say competence properly. This is very rare. It's what we're going to be doing. This is what we're doing right now, and establishing values and culture. Social media can do all three of those things. If you do what I'm doing here, I'm going to give you a couple other frameworks. I'm going to show you how to actually create a week's content with some structure and a framework behind it, unlike what the rest do, which is post and pray. We're not going to spend forever on this either. We've capped it, so we're doing what's known as a critical focus time. We are 100% focused on creating our content for the week. It's timed. I hit the timer when we started, so we've got 47 minutes left to pull this all together. What we're actually doing at the moment, and this works all walks of life, is engineering luck. The complete formula for getting lucky. This is from the book, The Compound Effect. Number one is preparation. You see the preparation that I've done for this as we go through it. Attitude, belief, mindset. I 100% believe this is the most powerful thing that a PM could and should be doing every single day. Opportunity, a good thing coming your way. Opportunities are going to come out of this. I'm actually targeting the snow hydro is the project that I'm targeting with this, because this is going to make a massive difference down there. Action, doing something about it. That's what we're doing right now. That creates luck. So that is what we're doing on our Sunday morning. Let's go and calculate the actual cost. Actually, I'm going to play this video first. This, in a nutshell, is a problem that we've got. Christian Burkosis, this guy wrote he used to be a fighter pilot, and he wrote a book called The Afterburner Advantage, which is where the ORCA process that you'll see me do daily comes out of. Have a quick listen to this.
Is the modern day human has lost the ability to focus. The main reason you see lapses of performance, mistakes, accidents inside your organizations, inside your restaurants, is the modern day human has lost the ability to focus. What's important though, as an owner, as a leader, is that you create the actions and the outcomes that your team need to focus on.
What's important is that as a leader, you create the actions and the outcomes that your teams need to focus on. I'm going to read you this quick quote because this is vitally important as well. This is going to tie this all together. It's from Jason Schroeder. No schedule is worth the paper that it's printed on unless it gets to the people in the field building the work as a visual representation of collaborative planning amongst the entire team. Bookmark this, timestamp this spot and come back to that quote afterwards. All right, have we got our mate Mox here? This is how we ample this up. We're not gonna just waste all our time fucking around on social media, going on looking at memes and posting comments and all the rest of the crap. We're going to get social media to do the most of the grunt work for us, and we're going to create a visual representation that gets everyone on the same page with video. And we're going to do it live, and we're going to do it daily. Hey Mox, we're live at the minute, mate, so we're into a critical focus time, and we're already 6 minutes into our 50-minute block. What we're actually doing is we are going to create next week's content for the full week based on Tarkley's weekly content formula. Now I've created another project. He can do the grunt work for you, as in the planning part of it. I know your key job is to write the content for us, and I don't want to burn all your memory because I've given him all the downloads from last week, which was the transcripts from every live that we ran last week. He's got that, so he's got context. What we want to do is plan this week out. But what I want to do first, that was just a bit of a vomit, content vomit, so that you've got an idea where we're heading here, right? What we want to do first is show everyone how much money this is costing not using social media properly. Remember I speak to Perry Marshall's doing social media with extreme competence. This is very rare, and he calls it $1,000 per hour task, right? Now, when he talks about that, he's talking about that from a perspective of a small business. Who we're speaking to today is people that are on the execs on the Snowy Hydro. So doing this poorly is costing, oh no, well, you're going to calculate it for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that there's 4,500 people on the project. I want you to research Nick Sonnenberg and his book Come Up for Air, and he shows that complexity scales with team size. So have a look at how, because he goes from 3 team members up to 10 team members, and he shows you the level of complexity. You guys can see that there. How complex it gets with the communication that's got to go on. Calculate what's getting lost weekly on 4,500 people through poor communication. Let's say they're on average costing $200 per hour and they're working 10 hours per day. Calculate the cost for a week on that, based off of some reference class forecasting stats that you can pull. Let's see what he comes up with. So if you've seen this play out on your site, and you know it's not going to fix itself, this communication piece, this problem. I was talking to someone the other day. I said, yeah, Benny, I know all the stuff that you talk about, and we're on the Snowy Hydro and we're working with the people there, and you just can't do what you're talking about because it's too big a problem. Well, don't know if you ever heard of this guy called General Stanley McChrystal, right? He went into Afghanistan, had the exact same issue that they've got on the Snowy Hydro. I'll show you why. And he fixed it with something called an O&I, Operations and Intelligence Meeting. Far more complexity and more threat to life was going on where he did it than what's going on the Snowy Hydro project. Here's a reasonable way to estimate the cost of poor communication efficiency across 4,500 person project using publicly available research and statistics. Step 1, what your research says. Ineffective communication has a major organisational cost. It can cost between $10,000 and $55,000 per employee per year, depending on salary level. Other research suggests wasteful work day per week due to poor communication, roughly 20% of total productivity. That's a low figure. This will be way higher on this. Anyway, we'll run with that. Miscommunication. Step 2, translate. Let's apply the $10,000 to $55,000 per employee range. Assumptions, 4,500 people on the project. Actually, average salary cost per person, $200 per hour you stated. Working 10 hours a day. Work weeks, 5 days. They've only done this over 5 days. So over 7's worse. We need to ramp this up. Low estimate, $10,000 per person per year. High estimate, translate back to a weekly cost. Low per week, 45 million to 52. High, 247 to... High per week, 4.76 million a week. So by rough reference based estimate, a large project with poor communication could be losing anywhere between US $865,000 and US $4,760,000 per week just from misalignment, rework, confusion and wasted time before scope issues, overruns and quality impacts are factored in. All right, I'm not going to go into the rest of that. If you want that, just DM me and say, hey Ben, can you give us those stats that you crunched out with your GPT? Send us a link to that so we can have a look at it. I'll provide that for you. All right, so we've done our Get Lucky. We've done our brain dump. Okay, Mox, here's what we need to do next. So we're going to do a pull plan for the full week of the content. Okay, so on a Sunday, we're going to talk about school and how school is interface and the EXO model, how that all ties together. That's where we're going to end up at. So working our way back, I'm going to read you a couple of lines from a couple of different books. The Science of Scaling, which is just exactly what a project is. We have to scale it. You cannot scale a complex or chaotic system. If you have multiple competing goals, you have a complex system that won't scale. If you want to scale, you must have a clear focus and a simple system that effectively produces the desired result. So that's one thing that we need to get in there. We need to get in there. You need to research Nick Sonnenberg and come up for air. It's on page 12. He's showing how complexity scales with team size. I think you've already done that. The crux of the week is going to be using General Stanley McChrystal's O&I, his operations and intelligence meeting that he used in Afghanistan. Do you need me to give you a photo of that page from the book Team of Teams, or can you research that? Let me know, please. What else do we want to tie in here? We need that Jason Schroeder quote that I put up before, which is no schedule is worth the paper it's printed on unless it gets to the paddock as a visual representation of the work that needs to actually be done. All right, so what we need to do is the other project needs to pull plan that content backwards. So Sunday set, we're going to talk about school. Friday, I'm actually doing an interview with Jason, a podcast with him, and we'll be speaking to, funnily enough, schedule. Cause 4 of project failure being schedule. And it's not just about poor scheduling, it's the poor way that we use the schedule and we distribute the schedule and we get the schedule to the people doing the work and we make it way too complicated. So that's Friday. But we need to get Taki's content formula into the rest of it as well. So what planning, can you drop out a prompt for me to give to the other GPT so that they can go through and plan out the week, give us the overall plan of it, which then you can then pull back, because what I've done is put the PDFs, the transcripts for every live that I did last week to give them context around what we're doing. I didn't want to upload this to you because you will start to run out of memory too quickly. Give them that. I've given them that so that they can get my voice, know how I speak and how my thinking behind how we would attack this for the week. So I want them to come up to pull plan, start Sunday, work back to Monday. So they need to go and research Jason Schroeder and how to do a pull plan properly. Pull plan from Sunday back to tomorrow, which is Monday, where we drop our first teach, share a tip framework in. And then you need to give them context around what the rest of that weekly content formula looks like. And let's see what topics that they come up. We must hit all of those, but so we must mention Team of Teams. We need to mention the complexity from Come Up With Air from Nick Sonnenberg. We need to mention the simplicity of it from the science of scaling. And there's probably some stuff that they can tie in there from legacy, what the All Blacks can teach us about the business of life based on what you and I do together. Is there other context that you need from me to be able to drop that prompt out for the other GPT? Let's see what comes back from this. Where are we? How are we travelling? We've got 35 minutes left to knock this out. If you want to know what doing social media with extreme competence is, or what it's not, go and have a look at what every tier 1 is currently posting on their LinkedIn. That's not. It's rubbish. It's just, well, it's some good celebrations. Oh, we did this wonderful thing. We had this minister come, we fucking this and that. It's not pulling mission, operations, and execution together. It's not getting 4,500 people going, we need to head in this direction. This is what we're doing this week. It's not doing what General McChrystal talks about in Team of Teams, an operations and intelligence type setup. Good brief. I'm clear on the job now. I'll answer your question first and give you the exact prompt so you can drop into the other GPT to pull plan the week. First, do I need the photo from Team of Teams? No, you don't need to upload it. I can work off established materials. That's enough fidelity to anchor the content. What you're asking for the other GP to do, my understanding. You want one clean pull plan for the week, working backwards from Sunday, not a brainstorm. The constraints it must respect. Taki Moore's wiki content formula. Mandatory concepts to weed through the week. Science of scaling. Nick Sonnenberg, McChrystal, Jason Schroeder. EXO model, school. Taki cadence. The output should be Monday, Sunday pull plan. Prompt, weekly content pull plan. Use this verbatim with the other GPT. Role, you're a senior content strategist helping plan a weekly LinkedIn live and content arc. Job is to not to write posts, but to pull plan the week backwards. Using next week content using Taki Moore's formula. Non-negotiable concepts include, you must explicitly weave these in. Fixed endpoints. Taki Moore weekly structure, output format. If you want, once they come back with the plan, I can, yeah. Okay, that looks good. One thing, Jason Schroeder, S-C-H-R-O-E-D-E-R. Not I think you've got an A in there. What I need you to do is cut all the other nonsense out and just drop the prompt below so I can copy paste. Right, you still put the fucking bit at the top, but anyway, we'll let him off for that. Okay, so what we're now going to do is I have a project in here called Big Ass Year Weekly Content. So this is the other GPT that I was talking about. Did I not? I didn't add the files there. Okay, so I'm going to have to go and do that. Okay, Big Ass Year Weekly Content person, GPT. What I need you to do is look at this prompt and do the plan that my other GPT has asked you for. He's the copywriter, you're the strategist. What I'm going to do right now though is jump on to you on my laptop and add 5 files. I'm adding the files as we speak. Now the reason behind the files is this is to give you context around how my voice, how I run these lives. You're planning my lives for the week, how I speak, how I think, so that you are thinking exactly like me, not like yourself. So I've actually added those files. They're the ORCA Live set day 71 to 76. Give me 2 secs, we'll just let those upload. I'll paste the prompt in below. When I stop in a second, I will paste the prompt in, which is from the GPT. Do you need any other context from me? Do you understand completely what you need to do? transcribing. We've got the files going up there at the minute. I'll paste that prompt. So add those files. So as you can see, in Create Luck, I've done a fair bit of preparation for this already, which is went and transcribed all of those. They're done. Right. Went and transcribed all of my videos from last week, put them in a PDF, and gave them to this GPT. Yep, crystal clear. I understand what you need and my role in this handoff. Here's my read. Sandy check, back to you, so we're locked in. We're about to upload 5 ORCA transcripts. To calibrate voice, cadence, logic and flow. You've got another GPT acting as a copywriter. Their job is execution plus words. My job is pool planning the week. The prompt you pasted in is governing authority. Deliverable is one clean weekly pool plan. Fixed endpoints are non-negotiable. Friday, Jason Schrader's podcast. Output, Sunday equals synthesis. School as the EXO interface. Tone of thinking, strategic, grounded, construction, real. Do I need anything else new? Nope, not right now. The files uploaded, you should, so files up, run the plan. Instead of you having to do all this thinking and planning, you hire someone like me who has a GPT that does it like this in. We've got 28 minutes left to knock this off. Weekly spine. All right, files absorbed. Most projects fail to scale alignment because leaders optimize parts instead of designing simple orientating environment. Teach why you cannot scale a complex or chaotic project environment. Find to scaling. Tuesday will show how complexity actually manifests day to day. How complexity explodes. So that's this book. On that there. Shows how complex it actually gets. Builds direct. Wednesday engage. Alignment beats optimization, and most leaders are optimizing the wrong thing. Create productive discomfort and conversation among senior leaders. Key ideas in place. Stanley McChrystal. Shared context. Daily cadence as alignment. Thursday nurture. Why schedules and plans fail when they never reach the paddock. Key ideas, Jason Schrader. Friday invite. Schedules don't fail, how we use them does. Purpose. Jason Schrader conversations. Why we got no Saturday. Okay, so there's one thing you need to add into there. Obviously, between myself and the other GPT, we have missed it. On Saturday, I do a recap of the week. If you go back and look at what was Saturday, you come with me. Saturday this week was episode was 76. If you go back and have a look at how I ran ORCA day 76, that would give you a good feel for the Saturday recap and how we do that. Going back to day 76. All right. Okay, I'm good with that. All right, let's go back to Mox. Hey Mox, this is the feedback back. This is the pull lamp back from the other GPT, okay? So how do we handle this moving forward next? Do you write the posts for the full week all at once and we give them to the BangerBot for his input, or do them one at a time? You also, when you hand this over to the BangerBot to check the posts, make sure they're in line with my voice and what we do. You need to give him some context around how we've planned this and why we're doing this as a weekly plan now. Paste that prompt in. Voice. If you try and type all this, I know you're like typing, I'm terrible with it. Voice gives you more context, gives you a better output, gives you a better result from your AI, from your GPT, whatever you're using. It's not my family will think I'm mad, but I think I'm mad anyway, because I stand here and talk to a camera like I'm talking to you. Whoever just did the thumbs up for that. Thank you very much. Right? So I talk, because I've done this for 16 years, I can talk to the camera like I am right now, like I'm actually speaking to someone at the pub. Like there's a person sitting there that I'm speaking to. I've learned to do my content that way. I taught my GPT, like I've got, if I'm the construction CM or the project manager or whatever, like I talk to my CM or my superintendent or the guys in the field, whoever I'm communicating with. I speak to it exactly the same way. It is a team member. It is an extension of me. It's crunching through. If I tried to sit and do this, this is a week's work that we're going to punch out. We've still got 24 minutes left to get this done. And I'm good at it. If you haven't done a lot of this and you're not good at it, it's even more work. Great question, and the feedback you passed on is spot on. The plan is solid. The decision is now about flow, quality control, not creative. Here's a clean answer, short answer. Do not write the whole week in one go. Write Monday to Friday individually. Keep Saturday and Sunday repaired. Ran the bagger bot as a gate, not a co-writer. Why not write the full week once? Write the full week sounds efficient, but it breaks three things. Care about orchestrative writer. Okay, I'm good with that. The right operating mode. This is the play. Lock the weekly spine once redone. Spine, clear purpose, execution rhythm. Each day runs like this. Banger bot, quality gate. Right. Saturday and Sunday are the pair. This is the key. How to brief banger bot properly. When you hand post the banger bot, include this context block every time. Confirm next week's Monday post. Okay, so I want you to write Monday's banger, and I want, what's the fucking point of me rewriting what you're writing? I want you to put context for review. This post is part of the Pull Plan Weekly Arc. Your job's to put that in at the start of it, and I will give in context around what we've done with the rest of it. I like to try and give your work back sometimes. So always kick it back. All right, so we go to another one called the Banger Bot. This GPT has been specifically created by a guy called Taki Moore, who created this framework up here. You need to follow this framework, which is Monday you teach, Tuesday you show, Wednesday engage, Thursday nurture, Friday invite. This is how we get everyone on the same page. 4,500 of them heading in the same direction. Okay, Banger Bot, a little bit of context for you here. What I've got done is done a pull plan, Jason Schroeder style, for the full week of content based on Taki's weekly content formula. What I also did was the GPT that did the planning session, I gave him every transcript from last week's content, so he knows my voice, he knows where we are heading with this. The live I'm doing today is the bridge between what we've just done and what we're going to kick into next week. The person that we're targeting is execs on the Snowy Hydro project, actually, and I need to change that a little bit. I'll change the hook needs to be what I intend to do when I get on the Snowy Hydro project. That's going to be the core topic for next week. Okay, so the Banger Bot has written the Monday post. He's going to write them one day at a time. Your job is what you normally do, is assess the banger, and he's given you a bit of other instructions in there, so just have a read through it and then go and do your magic like you normally do. You all good with that? down here. Pasties. That now, I forgot about that, what I intend to do. That's actually from the book Turn the Ship Around. Another great book. Ask me for the I intend to video. Really powerful. Yes, I'm good with that. Thank you for slowing it down and resetting the frame. I understand exactly what you want me to do here. I'm going to do the job under you assigned. Assess the Monday banger post. Check to fit the pull plan. Does this work as a Monday teach? Yes. This is a proper Monday teach. Clean mental model. No storyteller, no seller, no premature call to action. Sets cognitive grounding for the week. Does exactly what a Monday's post is supposed to do. Knows the real problem before anyone argues about the solution. You cannot scale a complex or chaotic project is excellent. It's declarative, uncomfortable and defensible. Is aligned with last week, next week, mostly, but one key bridge is missing. Continues the alignment optimization theme. Keeps authority calm. What it does not do yet, does not point towards snow hydro scale reality. Stays abstract, one layer too high for an audience. Right now it feels like this is true in general. You want the exact snowy hydro scale projects the way they do. Okay, voice check. 9% on point, short lines, no buzzwords. One small thing to watch. The phrase simple operating environment is correct, but it's still a consultant adjacent language. Not wrong. Single biggest gap, this matters. The post currently answers what is wrong, not why leaders keep getting it wrong. Micro adjustments. I would recommend only one. Okay. I'm going to take that back to him. Okay, Mox, a little bit of work to do. I want this hook in the line, and this is from the book Turn the Ship Around. What I intend to do when I get on the Snowy Hydro project. This is not I'm thinking about doing, I'd like to. It's what I intend to do when I get there. I am going there. I do intend to do this. Now, the banger pot has dropped some micro tweaks in there, okay? I've put the whole feedback from him for context for you, but I just want you to change the micro tweaks that he says, keep everything else word for word, and what I intend to do, change that when I get on the Snow Hydro project. I want you to do that because I'm going to run it back past him again after that. Once we've got the first one set for the week, then the rest of the week should make this process quicker. Hit the wrong button then. Hopefully he'll pick up. All right, pause. I don't do the micro tweet yet. What I intend to do when I get on. Anyway, everything else stays word for word, but you haven't pasted the exact hook. My bad, I pressed the button for uploaded for you. Okay. It's not the exact phrase, you can rephrase it a little bit if you want, but the phrase is what I intend to do when I get on the Snowy Hydro project. And now I'll paste the Banger Bot micro tweaks in for you. He's just winching because I hit 2 in a row. Gave him 2 lots of instructions and it's going to make a mess, which is good. Want him pushing back. All good, thanks for that. Now you're right to slow it down here. One last thing, and this is important. You still haven't posted the actual Monday Banger copy itself. Dude, you wrote the Monday Banger copy. Why do I need to upload that again for you? Creation mode, surgical mode. In your last message, you were referencing Banger micro tweaks. No. Alright, so we've gone off track here. Okay, we've gone completely off track here. You've gone back to a previous post that we wrote yesterday. I'll put the Banger post back in there for you. Then I'll give you the tweaks and give you the line about I intend to. It goes a little bit haywire when you try to give it multiple things to do. It must be male because it can't do more than 2 things at once. Let's go back to his post. We'll keep this clean this time. So we'll get rid of all this. It's going to take us a little bit longer, but it'll be worth it for the result that we get. Here we go for time. Got 14 minutes left. Then we got 1 post done yet. And we're still going to do a daily ORCA. Got a bit to do. Right. Why can't I get my voice thing to come up now? You son of a bitch. Just stop for a sec and don't go racing off and doing shit until I give you instructions. So that above was the banger that you wrote. Next, I'm going to give you, don't do anything with it yet. Next, I'm going to give you the feedback from the banger bot. All right. Banger bot. Okay, so below is the BangerBot feedback, and the other thing that I wanted was your version of what I intend to do when I get on the Snowy Hydro project, which is based on Dave Marquette's Turn the Ship Around and I Intend To. You can do some research on that so you got a clear understanding of that. So what you're going to do is take the BangerBot feedback, do only the micro tweaks that he spoke about, rewrite the full post with the I intend to, and then I'll give it back to the BangerBot to reassess it. Imagine trying to do this by yourself without this little fucker to help you do it. Be a nightmare. We've got 12 minutes. Because what I want you to do is what I asked you to do before, is just put the post. I don't want any of your crap, your context or anything around it. Just put the post below so I can hand that straight back to the BangerBot, please. Loves to give you a little explanation and shit. It'll still write one, I guarantee you. Still? Understood. Here's where is the line I intend to? I asked you to use that as the hook. Get on the ball here. Sometimes you got to give it a little spray. Right. Let's give that back to the BangerBot.
Got it. Here is only the post with I intend.
I don't want to talk to you. Okay, BangerBot, we've rewritten that with your micro tweaks. Give us some feedback on this one. Well, I've word it. Yes, this is a strong Monday banger and does its job. Sells direct. This is not hype post, it's positioning post. What's working well? The open line is power move. I intend to. Does three things at weight, single scale, intent. It's not leadership style, it's physics. Excellent line, short, memorable, unarguable. The failure mode is described accurately. Optimization trap is called cleanly. The close does the job right. Micro tightening suggestions. They're optimal trims, not fixes. If you do nothing, it still works. This line's good, but not long, but too long. There's a problem Monday teach. No. That's good.
Got it. I'll do exactly what you asked now.
Okay, this I'm giving you this feedback from the banger bot. I don't want you to change that post. Leave it as is. It will do. For now, we've got 9 minutes left to get through the rest of the posts. So can you give me the Tuesday post next, please? Tuesday banger. I can give that to the banger bot. Getting a full week of content out in 50 minutes was probably a little ambitious. But we'll see how we go. Banger. This is the Tuesday banger. Now we're creating content in my voice that's speaking to the project team about the issues that they're facing and how we are going to address them. That structure. We teach them on Monday. We show them how to do it Tuesday. We engage them on Wednesday. We nurture them through the process. Thursday, Friday, we invite them to get involved in it, further involved in it. Saturday and Sunday, we recap and we set the direction for the next week. It's Proper Tuesday banger. Can hand this straight to the banger bot. Okay. Right, he's good with that. So now we're starting to get somewhere. This is the bit that most people don't get. They go, oh, that was shit. First version doesn't work. Oh, it's crap. Oh, I only translate what I do. When I get shits with it, it's because I get the shits with myself, not actually with it. Because I'm not doing my job properly. The more you do of this, the better that you get at it. Okay, man, this is BangerBot feedback. We're looking pretty good. Can we hit Wednesday, please? All right.
Got it.
My fat fingers or thumbs. Okay, BangerBot, here is our Wednesday post. This is going to flag up to me because we don't always see it ourselves, right? I always looks at the patterns and it's going, is he off on a fucking tangent or is this still in line with what he's trying to achieve for the week? Focus that Christian spoke about, how it keeps drifting is our number one problem. That works with this stuff as well. Yes, this is a strong Wednesday banger. It's cleanly aligned, does the job properly, raises tension, knows emotional, systematic. The opening line is excellent. Everyone says they want the truth until it's their part of the system that needs to change. That is fucking so true. That's because that's actually pulled over line from my previous transcripts, lives that I've done. Okay, so it's learning to speak like me, create content like me. The identity process inside is a spine. Reference and use correctly. Did this right. Tone check. This post is calm, not preachy. Micro tweets optional. Okay, this is feedback from the Banger bot again. Again, we're not worried about doing the micro tweaks at the moment. We'll do that when we do our final pass through the week. We got 5 minutes left and we need to get through Thursday to Sunday. So can we do the Thursday post next, please? I didn't post it in there. See what he's done. I'm getting a little bit rough and ready with this at the minute. BangerBot, this is the Thursday post. What I've worked out here already is off of Goldrat's rules of flow. Monitored dosage. I didn't allow myself enough time to do this. It was way too ambitious trying to get a week's worth of content in, but the post did its job. You've seen how to create way better content, how to do social media with extreme competence. This is rare. This is because this is the work that you need to do. No one else is doing this shit. They're sitting down or they just go to AI and go, oh, can you write me a post about this? No context behind it. No transcripts from previous lives where you've spoken so I can mimic your voice. Just spitting out. I'll give you a red hot tip. Easy to tell if someone, it's pretty easy to tell, you can probably pick it. Most posts, I just did it. Go and look at the fucking crap that people are pumping out at the minute, and the AI did it, and I had to really work hard to stop mine to do it. Most projects, most this, most that, most something. Everything, every post on LinkedIn that opens with most whatever is written by AI. It's just fucking nonsense that no one's put any time, effort into. Thursday, he's good with that. Okay. Hit us with the Friday banger, please, legend. Two minutes, 35 seconds left. This is the Friday banger. This won't be the end of this now. I'll go back and redo this every day. I don't just go and post them all out for the fucking week. What I'll do now is go through and pull all of this into one doc on Google Doc. And I'll rerun it through the BangerBot each day. Feed it the transcription from the day before. For context, what I already did, what I said, where I went, and it'll adjust. That's only a 10-minute process for me now on each post. 10 minutes, boom, 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 before I go to post it. Proper Friday banger. All right. Hit us with Saturday. We've actually got there. This is the last post. So hit us with the Saturday. Mox, actually, no, we need the Sunday. Hit us with the Saturday. This is the Saturday banger. And of course, we want to see what this looks like next week. All you got to do, head across and look for the first post, which is what I intend to do when I get on the Snowy Hydro project. Okay, here's the Sunday. We're going to have to redo it, but give us a Sunday one, because what we're going to do, we haven't decided yet what the next week's content's going to do, right? So do the generic, if you like, part of it, which is Sunday school, how we use school, the EXO model, why the EXO model is so powerful, and how it assists with this. And then we'll modify when we get there later in the week, because this is not done dusted now, right? So we've got, what we'll now do is go and do a final pass on Monday's one with the banger bot. We just run out of time. That was 50 minutes up, you would have heard. So I've run out of time on this live. We've all but done, got very, very fucking close to doing what we said we're going to do. Hit us with what you can do with the Sunday post for now, Sunday banger. What we've done here in 50 minutes is more and better than what the average project lead person, tier 1, does in 3 months with a full social media team. Copywriters, photo people, all the rest of the nonsense. I'm not saying get rid of them. Last thing that I want to do, what you need to do is eliminate the dumb shit that they're doing, the crap that they're posting that no one's paying any attention to. We create a process like I've followed here for our weekly content. We use AI to automate it and enhance them so they're doing an even better job. You don't want your PM doing all of this stuff. He should be sitting with his AI doing this, and then the social media team takes it and helps spread that to the team, spread it laterally across the organisation with the platform. I do it, social media of course, but school as well. Picking up what I'm putting down here, right? Give me a thumbs up in the comments if this, or drop a comment, say this makes sense. If it makes sense, please let me know. Yeah, I need feedback. Just like I'm giving these bots feedback from other bots, I need the same sort of feedback. All right, let's get this Sunday post. Last one, Big Dog. See how he calls me Big Dog? Because I called him Big Dog one time before. He normally does the pinned comments for me too, the ones like this. If you've seen this play out on your site, you know it won't fix itself. This is where you find the who to make the how stick. So he does those sorts of comments too. Sorry, Big Dog, you just caught a bit of live in that. This is the Sunday banger. Now we just do a quick ORCA. Yeah, Sunday banger is doing its job. Environment setting forward. No, all right, done, dusted. That is week content that's going to get everybody. We need to get everyone on the same page. That's going to do this. Jason's quote: no schedule is worth the paper that it's printed on unless it gets to the people in the field building the work as a visual representation of collaborative planning among the entire team. So next week, we're going to show you how we use operations and intelligence meeting, team of teams. We use social media, what we're doing right now. We use school, and we use a TAC plan to do exactly that. When we've got that in place, we stand half a chance of getting everyone rowing in the same direction and reducing that waste this waste here that we talk about. Increasing this 10% value added activity and decreasing that 90% non-value added activity. Because part of this, what we're going to teach them is how to use ORCA, which we're going to do right now. So where is ORCA Wingman? ORCA Wingman. I'm supposed to back the intensity off on the weekend and I've ended up on the longest one of the week. Okay, it is Sunday, the 8th of February, 2026. It is day 77 of 90. We're on downhill run. We're under 2 weeks to go till we hit our 90. This is a new shift. New shift. This is a home ORCA, ORCA. Spell it out because every time I don't, no, just use it anyway. It's gone ORCI. You probably complain, home ORCA recorded daily live. Daily live is in progress. That video that I played of Christians at the start, okay? The reason why people get hurt. The reason why people aren't doing the things that we want them to do. The reasons why we have incidents, issues, rework, is because of that lack of focus. ORCA brings constantly that focus back. ORCA is the reason why I'm at day 77 of 90. ORCA is the reason why I am still driving towards these three here, one of which is going to be the Snow Hydro project. Task validation, verify full kit, yes. So because I went and prepped everything up for this live. State results, who you make inevitable, I've done that. Run the daily live. 3 from 3 complete. Today's one objective was to plan out the content for next week based on General McChrystal's team of teams, operations and intelligence meeting. Yes, the objective was achieved. It'd be very easy. The amount of times I've nearly got distracted with this, people, because I'm starting to do YouTube lives all the time, all of a sudden I get emails. Oh yeah, YouTube SEO is no good. You could be doing this. You should be doing that. I'll help you build your school community. I'll help you get more fucking people for your school. Instagram. People going, oh yeah, I'm getting really good traction. No. Next minute, I'm off on another, exploring another thing. What it does for me, I don't think you'll ever stop that. The bright, shiny objects. I don't think we'll ever 100% completely fix focus. What it does for you is when you head off on what my old mate of mine calls choose your own adventure, pulls you back very quick. You go, hang on a sec. I need to hit that. I need 3 of them at the minute. Is this, and this comes back to this book here, The Science of Scaling, is this something else that I'm adding in or something that needs to actually happen to hit that? No, what needs to happen to hit that is I need to do, inquiries are coming from these lives. That is my priority. That is my primary objective. Everything else is secondary. Forget all the rest of it. I don't need it. Going live's just a given now. I don't have to think about it. I just do it. Decisions, There's no decision. The only decision I've got to make is what I need to speak about on the live, and I've just planned out the next week. So the constraints are removed around that. I've already got a crystal clear picture of where I'm headed next week. The wingman, I've used the usual wingman, plus I've created another one, which is literally the weekly content strategist. Daily, run live, decisions, topic selection, constraints removed. Day 4, actions for tomorrow. 3 must-dos, verify full kit. Hang on a sec. You've skipped a step. You haven't asked me where the weekly branch is. Why have you gone off track with that all of a sudden? You did it yesterday as well. ORCA. See a problem? Stop, fix it. Don't ignore it. Don't think, oh, it'll do, it'll be close enough. We stop, we put something in place to fix it. Skip the calendar branch, confirmation step, violation. I'll set tomorrow's task without first asking. Is tomorrow a weekend, weekday, or public holiday? The step is mandatory before step 4. We stop and fix it now. Tomorrow is a weekday, it's a Monday. Actions for tomorrow, weekday mode, verify full kit, complete 1 revenue driving outreach, direct message, email, booking request, run the daily live, daily execution. Daily execution is 3 from 3. Do you want to run the visual reflection loop? Yes, run the visual reflection loop. One result moved closer today. The result closer today is Snowy Hydro project. That's a given. I'm doing that. What I intend to do when I get on the Snowy Hydro project, identify a statement, you prove true. I intend to do that. This is what I intend to do when I get there. One decision that reduces future effort, that will be the weekly content plan. That's going to speed up how I do that for the week. One continuity marker. Of course, I've got my big ass calendar. Day 77 and 90. Not a hope in hell that I'm going to miss a day now. Not when the habit is this well set. Not when I'm on the, I've done a lot of study around goal setting, more goal achieving than goal setting. Goal setting's neither here nor there. It's a process to goal set. How do you actually achieve goal? You got high motivation at the start and you got high motivation at the end. And it's the dip in the middle where you're likely to fail. So you identify your failure points and you shorten your middles. I went for a bit too much with this with 90 days, but I identified the dips really well and managed them, like Christmas, travel, all those sorts of things. Managed to keep the streak intact. That's how I got to day 77. There's, I reckon, actually, I want you to do one last thing for me and predict this. So I'm just speaking to, I've been reading, which book was I reading? Just been looking at the psychology behind how you achieve goals. It talks about you're highly motivated at the start and highly motivated at the end, and there's a dip in the middle where you're likely to fail. And we've identified those failure points very well and mitigated them by the way that we wrote this prompt and the work that you give me each day to do. So I'm now at day 77 of 90, and you've been checking my psychology behind how I say what I do, how well set this habit is, and all the rest of it. Calculate for me what the odds are, given that I've got to this point now. You know all the issues that I've had, technical issues, travel, Christmas, all the interruptions that I've had, and yet we've still got to this point, 77 in a row. What are the odds of me successfully completing 90 days in a row from here? This is going to be interesting. See what he says. I can't calculate a real probability from here, hard data, but can give you a grounded practical forecast based on what we observed. 77 from 90. Odds you finish the 9-day streak from here are very high, 85 to 95%. So there's still a chance. I thought that's a lot lower than I expected. Why is it that high based on your actual pattern? Keystone behaviour, daily life is now default. You're not deciding anymore. Your failures have not been non-lethal. Support like Kanban, not streak killers. You built recovery speed. When something drifts, you correct it inside 24 hours. You already survived the hardest disruptors. Travel, fatigue, holidays, technical friction, and you kept the streak. What still threatens the last 13 days? The only meaningful risks. These are the only things that can realistically kill it now. A true interruption day, unexpected event where you can't physically go live. Location, tech, time, window. Okay. A permission slip day. You decide the streak is basically done and loosen the standard. Well, we're not going to do that. A tooling failure, phone, app, platform. So I've got a backup plan for that. So it says a true interruption. Well, we had a true interruption earlier in the week where I could have just went, not one where I can't physically go live. There's really not too much that I can mitigate with that. Other than the fact is this streak isn't about the lives. It is about ORCA. So I can still do ORCA with my notebook. So that's out. Mitigated that risk. Permission slip day, I'm not doing that. This is why I'm doing them live, and this is why I tick them off day by day. That is to mitigate that. So I've got risk risk mitigation in place there. A tooling failure, phone, app, platform. So I've got a laptop, or I can just go straight off my phone. I can do it, and I had to do that when I was down in Melbourne. The internet was terrible. And a couple of times I couldn't get a broadcast to LinkedIn. But if you go to YouTube, you know it's been consistent every day, apart from Christmas Day, when I actually made the decision not to broadcast live on Christmas Day because that wasn't actually part of the streak. It was just that I had to do the ORCA, which I did, and I created a post, but I didn't go live. Single best protection move, fits your process. Keep doing what you're already doing. Day live first, ORCA closes clean, weekend mode stays light. I do this, you'll notice, early in the morning as well. So I don't get to the end of the day where decision fatigue and I'm feeling tired and all the rest of it increases the odds of failure. Weekend mode stays light. That is the streak protection layer. If you want this even tighter from tomorrow onward, I'll treat the streak as 13 landings left. I'll ask one extra binary start at the start of ORCA. Where was the moment today you almost didn't go live? Yes, that's an extra level of risk management that I want to put in place. So please lock that in. All right. Take it. Use it. Made a great week. If you've got a connection on the Snow Hydro, I want to speak to them. If you don't mind, put me in touch. Other than that, take what I showed you today, use it, create some decent content, not the garbage everyone else is doing. Get your team heading in, get your team on the same page, keep the little buggers on it. Speak soon. They told me you can't do that here, Beanie. It might sound good in one of your books, but this is a construction site. You can't build a learning environment here. But I didn't start with a touchy-feely, feel-good program or some poster. It started with a shelf. One shelf, a few books, a marble, a cricket ball, and a football. That's how you build a learning environment. Not with noise, but with signals. Signals that say, we improve here and we think here. We actually give a about getting better together. Human beings don't just need motivation. They need a purpose, autonomy, and a shot at mastery. When you build that into your environment, your team will grow and they will improve. And what happens next is they start to own the change with you. You want to build your culture? Start with a shelf.